The 2008 offseason was an eventful one for the top Supercross riders. After earning the second title of his career, defending Supercross champion Chad Reed was back and ready to go, but this time on a different bike. Reed had made the switch from Yamaha, a team he had been a member of since he began his Supercross career, to Suzuki. Ironically, taking his place at Yamaha was none other than his nemesis, James Stewart. After spending the balance of last season injured, Stewart was ready to make his return, riding a wave of momentum since coming off a dominating Outdoor Nationals championship over the summer. Switching teams is no easy task. It involves hours and hours of practice on the new machine and endless changes to the bike's tuning to meet the rider's needs. Perhaps all the competitors returning to their old familiar teams would have an edge on the dominant pair. Supercross veteran Tim Ferry was back, bringing with him his trademark late race charges. Honda's Kevin Windham was also returning, ready to pick up where he left off the previous season. Windham battled Reed right down to the wire for the 08 championship, with Reed's win in Vegas being the victory that earned him the title. Windham's Honda teammate, Andrew Short, was looking to improve on his third-place finish in the point standings a season ago. With 12 top 5 finishes, he was one of the most consistent riders in the field. Another Honda rider, Ivan Tedesco, was hoping to stay healthy and finally deliver the season-long performance that he had hinted at when he used to race in the Supercross Lights class. And let's not forget the young talent rife in Supercross. Davey Millsaps had 3 wins in 08, and Josh Hill surprised everyone and solidified himself as a top rider by grabbing the podium in Minneapolis. Ready to begin his rookie campaign was Ryan Villopoto, moving up from a very successful run in the Lights class into Stewart's old Kawasaki ride. In his 3 seasons on the smaller bikes, Villopoto finished no lower than 3rd on the leaderboard and claimed the West Lights Championship in 2006. In 35 years of Supercross, the talent pool had never looked so deep. But despite all the top-end talent, the burning question remained. Could anyone keep up with the blazing trail that was sure to be set by Stewart and Reed? Round number 1 in Anaheim might hold the answer.
Riders getting their goggles ready. Jeff, this track we've talked about has been pretty good tonight.
It has been good because it has allowed the riders to be very aggressive. I know they say it's a marathon, but I'm telling you, every one of these riders on the line wants to win here tonight at A1.
This is where you make the statement. Jake Weimer mentioned that in the Lights class. Well, you know, Stewart, Reed, Villopoto, Windham, and the rest are all thinking the same thing about this main event right here. Make your statement right now. Statement as he gets the whole shot, but Josh Grant is right there with him on the 33.
Reed's 3rd.
Chad Reed is on the number 1. And Stewart starts to pull away as Grant and Reed stack up in the turn. James Stewart is undefeated so far on this Yamaha, and he doesn't want to stop that streak anytime soon.
Reed needs to get past Grant. He can't mess around with Grant. He has to get past him, focus on James Stewart, and not let him get away.
He did.
There he is.
He's past him.
There he is.
The Rockstar Makita Suzuki rider is now past Grant and sets after Stewart. Jeff, he's not having any problems.
To the inside.
Here comes Reed up the inside, and we've got a change for the lead. And boy, you can hear the reaction from this packed Anaheim crowd.
Not too many riders make passes on James Stewart, and Reed absolutely is flying right now. He's got some fantastic lines on the track.
Here he comes back looking to the inside. Reed knows he's got a battle on his hands, but he's used to fighting with Stewart.
Here he
These
is.
two have become big rivals, and Stewart retakes the lead. By the Anaheim crowd getting into this one. Reed starting to come right back on him. Through the sand they go. There's the mechanics area. Cheered him on. And Reed's old mechanic cheers on his rival now.
Just incredible. Oh, he's down!
He's both down! They got together. They're both down. And Stewart is down hard. He's dazed. He's having trouble getting up. Here comes Grant. Grant's going to take the lead away. Stewart is now to trying to get to his feet. Here comes Wyndham. Reed is underway. Wyndham goes down. Wyndham gets into Stewart. And here goes Short. Stewart just cannot figure out what to go. Tim Berry goes by. You can see the eyes of James Stewart. He's struggling. He's trying to find out where is he. Trying to get this bike going and get back in the race. Meanwhile, the positions and the points are slipping away.
Here's the replay route. You see as they come out of the turn, Reed comes by on the left and clips the back of James Stewart. Watch Stewart smack the ground. Stewart took a very hard hit to the head. Watch here, watch his body as it goes limp. Focus on Stewart's helmet right here, right into the face of that wood.
That is a hard impact.
You know what happened? They came out of the turn. Stewart had a slight delay. Well, and now if we go to the leader, here's another one of the carbureted Yamahas that is performing awesome here tonight from Riverside, California. Josh Grant, one of the local boys in his opening Supercross ride. Remember, he was a lights rider last year, is out leading the biggest race of his career.
Aaron, you've got James Stewart?
Yeah, guys, James Stewart is obviously extremely upset, probably a little dazed and confused. James, can you tell us what happened over there?
Crash.
We know that Chad Reed clipped your back tire. Did you have a slight delay?
Yeah, you know, it's not anybody's fault. Just had a bad mistake. Stupid on my part.
Racing, guys. This is the battle of a lifetime here at Anaheim 1.
Boy, you can see the intensity, just fuming.
He's that way because he's put in the work. He has the dedication. He knows he made a slight mistake coming out of that turn. The lap riders have got to get out of the way. A rider like Josh Grant, he's going to be nervous enough trying to finish this thing off with just over 2 laps to go.
Cole Siebler right in front of him on the number 79.
Oh, he's got a top block on his...
Oh, he sure does. Like
it's
we
on
said,
the brake side. It's on the brake side.
Now, what is that going to do to him, Jeff?
If he loses the rear brake, oh, that is wrapped around the right side.
Oh, no!
No way!
Oh, no!
Unbelievable.
Now, the wheel is still turning.
Does he have a rear
chewing it
brake?
up.
No, he does not have a rear brake.
Boy, look at the smoke pouring off that thing. There's the white flag. What a final lap we got. Grant with the tough block wrapper caught up on that rear wheel. 7.5 seconds between Grant and Short to the checkered flag, and either one of them looking for their first ever Supercross win.
Short just cut Grant's lead in half in 1 lap.
The checkered flag awaiting. Josh Grant and Joe Gibbs Racing both looking for their first Supercross wins. Here it is, the checkered flag. An incredible win for Josh Grant and the Joe Gibbs Toyota Yamaha team as they steal one away here in Anaheim 1. An amazing performance by this new team.
09's very first race turned out to be one of the wildest Supercross openers ever.
Oh, I can't even explain it. It's, such a great feeling. It's just like when I won my first lights, race, and I can't thank those guys enough. They helped me out so much. The Joe Gibbs Racing, Yamaha, Toyota, everyone that's been there for me, Farm RU, and No Fear, Shoei. I don't even know what to say right now. I'm just so excited about the race, and it just, it was been a long time.
Oh, I felt good as I almost had the whole shot there, and somebody came right from the outside, and I just pushed to the front. I felt really good at the beginning, and had some good lines, and man, it was, we had perfect conditions out here, and passed James, and he got back on me, made a pass back, and I don't know, I think he hit neutral or something, but man, we hit hard, and I ended upside down. I saw him down the track upside down. It was a bad deal, so I hope he's all right, and we can get back up there and battle again. But that was a shame. I felt like I had a win in me tonight, and I lost my front brake in the thing, and it was all twisted. So just rode the Rockstar Makita Suzuki, put her up on the box. I just want to thank everybody. We've been working our butts off, and we really want to win this championship.
James Stewart has never won a Supercross race after crashing. Unfortunately, his DNF also meant that he had earned no points at all in the opening round. The big surprise was at the top of the leaderboard. Thanks to the very first Supercross victory of his career, Josh Grant led the pack with 25 points. Andrew Short earned 22 points for finishing second. Chad Reed sat at third with 20 points, followed by Tim Ferry and Ivan Tedesco with 18 and 16 points respectively. With only 17 rounds per season, each Supercross main event takes on a heavy significance. As the series moved into Phoenix, James Stewart knew that he had to get back on track and was hoping that he could stretch his Chase Field victories to 3 in a row.
Well, that sign says it all. It's main event time here in Phoenix. Chase Field is ready. We got 20 riders in the gate for 20 laps, and it should be a great one.
Yeah, we have some unsettled business after last week at Anaheim. Our heat winners, Chad Reed, James Stewart. Chad was the fastest in the heat, fastest single lap, so.
There's last week's winner right there, Josh Grant. Can he do it again? He gets the whole shot. Grant gets the whole shot, and Stewart goes chasing after him.
Mike Alessi's third. The reigning champion, Chad Reed, now takes third from Alessi.
Grant is out in the lead again.
Bit of a confidence booster last week. Grant is a fast starter. He can turn his fastest lap on the track as anyone.
But can he stay that way for 20 laps in front of Stewart? Boy, Jeff, if he could pull that off, that would be huge, proving that last week was no fluke.
Chad Reed, you see, he's a couple of bike lengths behind Stewart as Stewart pulls up next to Grant.
Squares it up, comes back charging into the whoops. Put James Stewart into the lead. But Grant tries to come right back at him as they go across the finish line jump.
Grant giving Stewart plenty of room there. There was no rough riding by the Yamaha teammates.
Reed knew he only had a small window of time to get around Grant before Stewart stretched his lead. His opportunity came on lap 3 in the very same whoop section that Stewart used to pass Grant.
Here's Reed, best spot. Let's see if Reed can use the advantage of turning down, getting the position. There he is. He absolutely blows by Josh Grant for second. Now the chase is on. Can Chad Reed, the reigning champion, reel in James Stewart, the fastest man on the planet?
Reed's fast lap times not only enabled him to stay with Stewart, but to gain on him when James started to encounter heavy lap traffic.
Chad Reed just reeling in James Stewart.
And this is big for Reed to prove that he's got the pace to run with Stewart. Not only did he run with him, Jeff, but he ran him down.
Here's where the mental strength is going to come into play. Can James Stewart withstand the pressure that Chad Reed is starting to apply? It's the whoop sections, which historically have been James Stewart's strong point. He's made a few mistakes tonight, and Chad Reed really has these sections dialed in.
The gap is now less than a second between the two. 3 laps remaining. How much of a charge can Chad Reed build on James Stewart?
All right, this is where these boys max out the heart rates. This is where all the time, the training on the bicycles, the strength training in the gym, the mental focus and mental training, this is where it all pays off. 3 to go. The fans in Phoenix are starting to get excited.
Here they go.
1 to go. Here's Chad. This is his best spot.
How much time can he make up?
Here it is. Once again, he's on him.
Boy, he gets a great drive out of there. Just a tremendous drive.
Stewart, can he withstand the pressure? His mechanic is cheering him on. Keep it together.
Get through the sand smoothly. Don't make any mistakes. Now comes the whoop section. Will Stewart's bike survive through the whoops the way he wants it to? He takes a look. He knows Reed is there. Through another rhythm section, and the whoops await. Here they are.
This is where you let it all hang out, wide open.
Look at Reed charge through the whoops. Here they come. The finish line is waiting. And James Stewart is going to win his 3rd in a row here in Phoenix. And Chad Reed will hang on for 2nd. A great battle between these 2 champions. The first of what should be many through 2009.
What a rebound ride for James Stewart. That was a statement. I made a mistake last week, but next time around, I can do it.
If Chad Reed had a few more laps, he may very well have caught Stewart. Nonetheless, it was an improvement on the Australian's 3rd place finish in Anaheim.
We had an awesome bike, and I was just out there, battling, and that's what racing's about. I have never really been able to do that with James, and this is the year, man. I want to challenge, I want to go for it, and give it everything I got, and not leaving anything on the table. And no, don't hand the trophy away yet.
Man, it was definitely a tough one tonight, but we was able to get it done. The part I'm stoked about is that he was actually faster than me tonight, but I was able to still will myself and win the race.
Josh Grant also had a strong ride, good enough for the third step on the podium, and enough points to remain at the top of the leaderboard with 45. Chad Reed's 42 points moved him up to second, followed by Andrew Short with 38, Ivan Tedesco with 33, and Tim Ferry with 30 points. Supercross's second Anaheim stop of the season marked a very special occasion. In the 35-year history of the sport, no city had held more main events than the unofficial home of the sport, Anaheim, California. James Stewart was looking to erase the memory of what had happened the last time he was here, and a fast, clean start would certainly help.
It is a must-win tonight for Chad Reed. He has to beat James Stewart to gain the momentum.
Here's our Monster Energy starting grid. Scrolling across the top of the screen, there's James Stewart. Here we go! And it's going to be Mike Alessi getting the whole shot. On the number 800, he's got Kevin Windham right behind him. On the number 14 Honda, Josh Grant sits in third. Ryan Villopoto got a great start on his number 2 Kawasaki. He sits in fourth. Chad Reed, however, who said he was going to claim the points lead here tonight, went down. He's going to have a long way to go.
Chad Reed setting about, James Stewart setting about 7th or 8th.
Watching as Windham takes the lead as we come to the finish line jump. Reed went down. He's going to be fighting his way back through the pack, but Windham, who came into the season as a title contender, the veteran out front. Let's see what happened to Reed.
Watch Chad Reed. He's right here. He slides sideways just a little bit, and the Canary clips him and takes him down from behind.
James Stewart managed to move up from mid-pack to fourth after getting around Ivan Tedesco.
Picks up the front wheels to get to the inside. Yes!
Oh, he's got the move. He's got the position. That gives him fourth.
By lap 7, Reed had improved to 7th place, but Stewart was on the move too.
Look how they have to, around that first turn is so hard and slippery.
The other thing that's happening right now too, Jeff, while these three pick their way through here and battle over second and third, they're giving Windham just in front of them
Stewart
an opportunity
to
pull away.
Villopoto.
And Stewart moves in front of Villopoto.
This is Stewart's passing spot. He's close.
That big bull turn. Here he comes. Cuts inside. Got him. Reed has slipped back to 7th.
Stewart to the inside. Can he make the pass? Yes!
Stewart takes the lead away from Kevin Windham. And we've got a new leader here in Anaheim.
After a horrible start, Chad Reed had managed to work his way up to 5th place with 6 laps to go. If he could pass Josh Grant, not only would he steal the 4th spot from him, but the points lead as well.
Reed on the number 1. He has the red plate signifying he is the champ, and he takes it through the rhythm section. Grant had problems. Reed capitalizes. There goes the points lead to Chad Reed.
But Chad Reed wasn't finished.
Here's Reed alongside Villopoto for third. Put the number 1 into the position.
That's a podium position. Now Chad Reed has to set his sights. 2 laps to go on the veteran, Kevin Windham, number 14.
Here's Reed. He's on Windham. Can he get him? Windham fighting for his best finish of the year. He hasn't been on the podium yet this season.
1 turn to go. There he is on the inside.
Reed goes to the inside as we watch Stewart. Reed is now into second and the crowd cheers him on. Stewart takes the checkered flag, his second victory of 2009, but maybe the best ride of the night goes to Chad Reed, who will take over the points lead here tonight.
Chad began the race practically in last place and had still managed to catch up to nearly everyone, thanks to his blazing fast lap times.
We made damage control tonight, all the way up to second, and it was a tough track to pass on, man, and I can't believe that I came all the way from last to second. So hats off to the team, all the guys at Thor Parts Unlimited, Scott and Bridgestone. It's going to be a tough year.
Stewart had won his 2nd race in a row, and Kevin Windham rounded out the podium with 3rd.
Man, today was a bit of a struggle, a crash in practice, not riding really good, but, I got that Samuel Yamaha JSC on top, that Red Bull, and can't be any happier.
Despite his 2nd place finish, Chad Reed had taken the top of the leaderboard from Josh Grant with 64 total points earned. Grant followed close behind with 61, and Andrew Short was holding down third with 53 points. James Stewart finally cracked the top 5 with 52 points, followed by Ryan Villopoto in 5th place with 48 points. Even this early in the season, the points chase had already taken on considerable significance. Despite not having yet won a main event, Chad Reed had made it to the top with his consistent riding. As Supercross arrived in Houston, all the riders were on point and ready for another exciting main event.
Well, you can talk about it. You look at this first turn section here, this S, I'm telling you, it gets tricky right here. Everybody's going to follow up. Plus, this second one, you got to get through here clean. You have to get the start. The best spot right in the middle. That's where our championship favorites are.
And they're right there. That's where you find Reed and Stewart side by side. Here we go from Houston. And Michael Alessi gets the whole shot with Villopoto right there with him. Lots of beating and banging going on in those first couple of corners. Where are Reed and Stewart?
Watch Villopoto. He's going to go for the lead on the outside of Alessi.
And he got it. Ryan Villopoto trying to get his first win of the year. And Michael Alessi on the Rockstar Makita Suzuki sits back in second, but here comes James Stewart on the inside on the Yamaha. He is now up to second on that number 7.
And Chad Reed, our defending champion, is buried mid-pack. That gives James Stewart a huge advantage.
By lap 4, Reed had improved his position to 5th, behind Josh Grant, and Stewart was hot on Villopoto's tail, challenging him for the lead.
Here we go, the battle for the lead starting to develop. Villopoto in the green Kawasaki, number 2. The rookie in the Supercross class this year, being hunted down by the 2007 champion, the man who is arguably the fastest rider on the planet, James Stewart.
Stewart to the
inside, comes inside of it, and Villopoto jumps back out of the corner. Hey, Reed takes the lead away from Stewart. Villopoto coming off of a career best finish just a week ago with a 4th, and Stewart back to the inside. Side by side, bar to bar through the rhythm section. Stewart takes the lead away.
Riding about 10 seconds behind Stewart, Chad knew time was running out for him to catch the Yamaha rider. With 8 laps to go, Reed was finally able to move up to 3rd.
And this is a hugely important fight for Chad Reed, because every point that he can get, even if he doesn't get the win here tonight, Jeff, might keep him as a points leader as the series moves on to San Francisco next week. And Reed now takes the spot away.
On the very next lap, Chad got a gift.
So right now, Chad Reed, there's a sense of urgency.
Well,
Villopoto went down.
That gives Reed a huge advantage. That's another 2 points. Every spot inside the top 5 is worth another 2 points to Reed, and that puts him into second behind Stewart.
Now there was nothing between the defending champ and Stewart except time and distance. Chad was turning faster lap times, but was there enough race left for him to catch the leader?
Number 7 has got his mojo working. There's no doubt about it. And this is the James Stewart that we have seen in the past, because he has been phenomenal today, just flawless.
Another top 10, 4 straight top 10s as a checkered flag waves for James Stewart. His 3rd victory in a row, getting one here at Houston's Reliant Stadium, and he'll close up the points chase.
Despite Reed's faster lap times, he was unable to catch Stewart and had to settle for the 2nd step on the podium once again.
James rode awesome, so hats off to him. I had nothing for him all weekend, so second's the best thing that I could do tonight.
Supercross rookie Ryan Villopoto pulled in 3rd, netting him his best finish so far this season. James Stewart was now tied for 3rd with Josh Grant and was a mere 9 points behind the leader.
I like this place, and I like the next 2 tracks coming up, so I just got to thank all the guys from Samuel Yamaha. They've been awesome, really sticking by me and trying to make this thing better for I be comfortable, and it's definitely working out this weekend.
Chad Reed won last season's San Francisco Supercross and was looking to continue that win streak as the series returned to AT&T Park. But after a huge crash in practice that day, it looked like the returning champ's chances were slim. After a disappointing finish in his heat race, Reed had to settle for less than a stellar starting spot on the line for the night's main event. But as the gate dropped on the main, he found himself out front with the other big hitters.
Stewart gets to start. He's third, right behind Mike Alessi. Then he gets hung up on the outside. Here he comes charging back alongside of Tim Ferry. Or I should say, Villopoto, who's up to third.
James Stewart out front and flying. Chad Reed in fourth. Alessi, Villopoto. This is the start that Stewart needed. He has been on fire tonight.
Villopoto tries to the inside here with Reed coming up on the outside. And meanwhile, while these three get bottlenecked here in a three-rider battle for second, James Stewart is already gapping them for the lead.
James Stewart was doing what he does best, getting a fantastic start and then trying to pull away from the rest of the pack. Mike Alessi was putting in a good ride, but couldn't hold his place in the main.
Reed to the inside.
He's right there. Almost a little bit of contact, but no gift from his teammate. Now he makes the move. And Reed is through to second.
And here's Villopoto and Alessi. Villopoto to the inside.
And there's no love lost between those two, but a very clean pass. Oh, and Villopoto tries to make a move on Reed as well. And now Josh Grant comes in on that number 33 Yamaha to make it a four-rider battle for second.
Meanwhile, on lap 6, the battle for fourth place heated up as Josh Grant tried to get around Mike Alessi.
Grant came into the air. Here he is with the move on Alessi. Oh, a little bit of contact there. And both riders stay upright and continue on, but no change of position. Now to the inside again, more contact. Boy, that's some heavy beating and banging. And Andrew Short comes through on the Honda, and Alessi loses 2 spots.
Well, all three of these riders have a reputation of making some hard passes. Andrew Short right in the middle of it.
However, none of the riders could match Stewart's frantic pace as he stretched his lead to 5 seconds by the midpoint of the main. James' ride wasn't without its close calls, though.
Well, Stewart, sometimes the master of just threading the needle, and right here, so close. That could have ended the night, ended the championship.
James managed to keep his bike on 2 wheels and claim his 4th straight Supercross victory.
4th win in a row. James Stewart to the checkered flag in San Francisco.
San Manuel, band of Mission Indians, Yamaha, once again on top of the podium.
It was a carbon copy of last week's finish, with Stewart on top, Chad Reed in second, and Ryan Villopoto in third. Track conditions obviously play a huge part in Supercross, as Angel Stadium's track for the final Anaheim Supercross of the year would soon prove. It had been raining all week, and track conditions were difficult. During the early heat races, a number of riders went down, including Andrew Short and Ryan Villopoto, who eventually was forced to call it a night.
Start is going to be key, and turn 1, probably even more important.
Both of our championship points leaders line up side by side. The gate drop, who can have the ultra quick reflexes and get there first. We've seen many riders get in trouble here tonight.
Here we go, the mud race from Anaheim. Stewart gets a terrible start. Not that bad, he comes back to the inside, and then Reed. Stewart comes in second. Millsaps have the lead for a minute, and now Stewart starts to pull away, and here comes Reed battling back. He's in about 6th position. Josh Grant gets close to the top blocks, holds on to third, and now he comes to challenge Millsaps for second.
And I'm telling you, for our points leader and our reigning champion, Chad Reed, he was way behind at the drop of the gate. He was last place going into the first turn. Now he's setting in 5th position, making a charge on 4th.
Reed trying to get around Wyndham, went to the outside, cuts back inside, comes over the double and takes a position away from Wyndham. So that'll move Reed up to 5th place now. Right now, as you see it, Stewart would take over the points lead from Reed. Reed gets around Tedesco. That'll help him out some. It gives him 2 points. He'd still be 1 point behind Stewart. And there you see Reed getting by Josh Grant. And that'll move him up to second. And that'll oh boy, look at Grant trying to jump back past by him.
Well, Reed made a huge mistake there, and Grant had to jump to the left, and he's so fortunate that he kept it inside the tough blocks and on 2 wheels. The track, as you can see, the rain on our screen in HD is starting to come down, and what's going to be difficult for James Stewart is he's going to be to dial it back some.
And there's Reed at the back end of that straightaway. Here he comes.
He's
closing in on Mike Alessi. Alessi gets out of the way. Reed can see Stewart now. That, Jeff, when you can see the guy you're chasing, making you the hunter, is so much easier to find that extra momentum. Final lap is coming up. Can Stewart hang on to take another win here this year?
Pressure is on James Stewart. He's led the whole race. He has one more lap to go, mistake-free, and he will have another win in the books. But look at the rain coming down. Chad Reed at the top of your screen. It's so close.
The rain just coming down in buckets, and Stewart trying to get another win. This will be his 5th win of the year, his 5th in a row. He's 1 corner away from it. Wow. James Stewart has done it. 5 wins in a row for number 7.
With his 5th straight main event victory, Stewart was now only 3 points behind Chad Reed on the leaderboard. Thankfully, a dry Qualcomm Stadium track greeted the riders as they arrived in San Diego for round 7. Chad Reed had enjoyed past success in San Diego, and he was hoping tonight's main event would prove no different. He still clung to his points lead, but he knew that he had to get a great start in order to keep it. But with speedsters like James Stewart and Mike Alessi, a whole shot monster so far this season, it would not be easy.
Remember, nobody outside of Grant or Stewart has won a main event tonight, which also means everybody who has won this year has won on a Yamaha. Here we go, start of the main. Mike Alessi gets the whole shot of the 800. Stewart is right there with him, and here comes Reed from 3rd. Stewart waits no time and puts the number 7 solidly into the lead. Reed comes challenging back from the inside. Can he get around Alessi before the next corner? He's got him. So now Reed goes after Stewart.
This is what we've been waiting for all season since that crash in Anaheim 1 that sent Stewart back into points, is to have Chad Reed and James Stewart 1-2 at the beginning of the main. This is it.
A few laps later, Andrew Short made his move out of the 5th position in his trademark aggressive style.
Hepler still holding on barely to the lead as he bobbles coming out of that corner, and here comes Andrew Short on the number 29 Honda. He gets around the 800 of Alessi. That puts him to 4th. Now he goes after Hepler, makes contact, down goes Hepler. Short goes into 3rd.
By the middle of the main, James Stewart was checking out, but the battle back in the pack was heating up.
Kevin Windham is catching up to Mike Alessi. There you see Alessi in yellow on the Suzuki. Windham on the Honda. Finished 2nd in the points just a year ago to Chad Reed. Came into the season as a title contender, preseason favorite. And look at Villopoto trying to get inside of Windham. Windham puts that rear tire up in his path and blocks any attempt.
And what an interesting battle. This is a rookie versus our oldest veteran.
The way he rides that big Honda, but Villopoto a little quicker here tonight as he gets him in that corner, and then Windham using the veteran skills to get back to the inside. Can't get it done. Switches to the outside.
Wow, such close racing here in San Diego. Villopoto really trying to hold a tight line, and Windham had the opportunity to really push it in there.
No matter how much jockeying for position the rest of the field did, no one could catch Stewart.
And here is James Stewart working his way to the checkered flag. He's going to take it. 6 wins in a row for James Stewart as he claims the checkered flag in San Diego. Chad Reed will take 2nd, and look at the battle to the line for 3rd, and it's just going to go to Andrew Short, just in front of Ryan Villopoto.
With James and Chad finishing 1-2, they now shared the top of the leaderboard with 152 points apiece. However, if the season finished today, James would be crowned champion because he had more main event victories. Andrew Short, who finished 3rd on the night, was also 3rd in points with 122. Josh Grant held 4th with 112 points, and Ryan Villopoto rounded out the top 5 with 106. A very technical Georgia Dome racetrack greeted the riders when they arrived in Atlanta. After bombing down the longest start line straight of the season, the track featured rhythm section after rhythm section, and even a few sandy areas. The Georgia Dome main event would be the true test of speed.
This is it, Stewart. Reed, they all go through their pre-race rituals. Chad Reed always does the same thing, claps his hands. James Stewart always throws his right hand up. I had my ritual, and that's what This is where the funnel starts. You start to focus your funnel down to the drop of the gate. Here we go.
It's all about the start. Oh, Josh Hill gets bogged down in the gate. Who's going to get the start?
Number 7, James Stewart.
Of course, he's going to get the whole shot. Mike Alessi trying to come along with him. Brock Hepler on that number 60 Yamaha. Where's Reed? He's about 8 positions back. You can see him buried in the pack. A terrible start for him. Not what he was looking for.
Villopoto in 3rd. Grant running 5th. Then Millsaps, and then our reigning champ, Chad Reed.
Here comes Villopoto trying to find his way around Brock Hepler. Remember, Hepler made his return to the series a week ago in San Diego, crashed hard. Here comes Villopoto trying to get to the inside. Gets the door shut on him.
How about James Stewart? So focused out front. Nav to start once again.
Boy, Villopoto's trying to get around Hepler as quick as he can. To the inside, could that be where he needs it? No, gets bogged down again. And all of that time, he's struggling to get around Hepler. Gapping the field is James Stewart. There's the Australian, the 2-time champion, Chad Reed. And Millsap's looking pretty strong too. Davey late to the line, but quick out of the gate.
Well, Davey Millsap's a Georgia native. You know, he wants to do good in front of all the family and friends that are here. All the friends that he grew up racing with, the Chad Reed. Really showing us a sense of urgency. Reed to the outside, Millsaps to the inside.
Oh boy,
that almost touched.
That almost cost him too. How stunned are you in the fact that Villopoto has not disposed of Hepler yet?
Well, Hepler shows some serious speed. I mean, he's a very talented rider. What is going to come into play here later on is his endurance as we get deeper into the laps here, because Hepler hasn't been racing, and it's very tough to come back and to have your stamina up for the 20-lap mains. Even though you can practice it at home, you just can't. It just is not the same as being out there racing because of the intensity. But look how close they are to James Stewart. Hepler's right there.
Reed closing in on Villopoto. Here he comes through the rhythm section. He's side by side, bar to bar with the number 2. Can he get him in the corner? No, but he gets a good drive off of it. Flies through the air over the big triple jump into the sand section. Gets bogged down there as they come over the Dragon's back. Boy, he made a great run through the rhythm section, and then the sand just killed his momentum.
Well, he tried a new line, and oh, he almost stalled it. Reed almost goes down. That allows Davey Millsaps to apply some pressure. That is not what Chad Reed needs if he wants to retain the points lead leaving Atlanta. He needs first place. He needs to get past Stewart. Well, and you can see Brock Hepler really has the rhythm right now. Villopoto tries to get up the inside. Can Hepler? No! Hepler leaves the door open.
And that's going to give Villopoto the look he was hoping for. He's right there with him. Can he finish him off the next corner? Yes, and Reed slides through as well. He'll take over 3rd place.
Listen to the crowd here in the Georgia Dome. They're liking this battle for 2nd place.
Now, can Villopoto and Reed try to click off some of the time between them and Stewart?
What Chad Reed and the other riders have to do is try to stand in Stewart's way by taking him out of that. When Stewart starts first in the main event, first in his heats, it just allows him to get away. So,
but look at the pressure Reed's putting on Villopoto.
Well, and this is a great ride for Villopoto, who just,
boy, big mistake there, Jeff. That could have cost him. Here comes Reed. He's got him. Jumps past him to take 2nd place. And a rider down in front of him, the other end of the sand section. Here comes Villopoto back. Oh, that slower rider gets in the way of Reed. And it costs Reed the spot.
Chad Reed works so hard to get past Villopoto, takes advantage of the mistake, and then a lapped rider gets in the way.
Was that Matt Bonney?
We'll take another look here as they come through the sand section. That's the Hart and Huntington. That's Adams.
Yeah, and he 59.
Yeah, and Adams tried to go to the right, which that was the right thing for him to do. But Chad Reed guessed right.
Here he comes again. Reed back. Got the spot away. Boy, how quick he can turn.
Chad Reed, he's on fire right now. He knows that he has to keep this championship close. He has to give it 110% every lap through. Now let's see if Chad Reed can make a dent in this points, or in this lead, which is 13.8 seconds that James Stewart has.
Jeff, as we said before the start of the main, when James Stewart doesn't crash, he wins 100% of his main events to date. He's going for his 7th in a row, going for his 2nd championship. Can you think of an athlete in any other sport who's racking up the numbers like this man?
Yeah, it's pretty tough, especially in an individual sport like this. Stewart has just excelled.
And James Stewart is without question the best in the business. His 32nd AMA career Supercross victory. James Stewart takes sole possession of the points lead with another win, his 7th in a row, as he takes the checkers here at Atlanta. Chad Reed, for the 7th race in a row, finishes 2nd.
James Stewart's 7th victory in a row finally put him ahead of Chad Reed on the leaderboard by 3 points. But possibly more impressive, thanks partly to his incredible speed out of the gate, Stewart had led the last 97 consecutive main event laps. For nearly 100 circuits around the track, no one had crossed the finish line before James Stewart. So far this Supercross season, Yamaha had to be pleased. The team had swept a whole series so far, with Josh Grant winning the opening round and teammate James Stewart winning, well, everything else. But the series had just arrived in Indianapolis at the brand new Lucas Oil Stadium, sporting a track designed by hometown favorite and Supercross legend Mike LaRocco. Perhaps a brand new venue was exactly what Chad Reed needed to make a brand new start.
There is James, a San Manuel-backed machine ready to go.
They're going to have to beat James Stewart to the first turn. His starts this year have been awesome. He has been out of the gate with so much determination and desire. That's where he's been winning the races.
Here we go from Indy. And guess what? Chad Reed beats him. Chad Reed with the early lead. He gets the whole shot. Stewart's in 3rd. Michael Alessi jumps into 2nd place. Now, can Reed hang on? The 2 Rockstar Makita Suzuki's running 1 and 2. Stewart gets past Alessi now. And Wyndham is up into the front, battling on the number 14, sitting in 4th.
Well, this is what the fans of Indianapolis have been looking for. Chad Reed with a start. It's going to be an all-out drag race to the finish. Let's see if this is the motivation that Chad Reed needs to get all the way or to take that win.
Alessi back! He gets back inside of Stewart, and then James counterattacks, and Wyndham comes by Alessi as well.
Right now, Chad Reed is phenomenal lap times. Last time around, a 49.6. Stewart, a 49.8. So Chad Reed, at this moment, the fastest rider on the planet.
And guess what? Stewart is down! James Stewart is down! He's back up! He's on his bike! He's dropped to 4th behind Wyndham and Alessi. Make it 5th! Holy cow! Watch this!
Watch this, he comes in a turn, grabs a handful of front brake, loses traction on both tires. That's what I was talking about, Ralph, is that pressure.
Now he's going for 3rd. Here he comes, battling with Alessi. Cuts to the inside of the finish line, jumping, muscles his way past. Oh boy, James Stewart. This is Jeff. I love watching it when James Stewart has to come back through the pack. He is such a fearless rider and so fearsome on that machine when he's got to get to the front. The gap between Reed and Stewart, almost 6.5 seconds. Stewart is on Wyndham, over the double.
Wyndham pushes it wide, holds a nice line there. Stewart through the rhythm section, tries to scrub, get it.
Kevin Wyndham will not ride you
inside.
dirty. Kevin Wyndham won't ride you dirty, but he'll push the effort. Look at this. Stewart inside now. He's got the move on Wyndham. James is back up to 2nd place. There's the reigning champ, and there you see Stewart in the background. Chad Reed. He has got about, waiting for Stewart, 6.3 seconds between him and the 2007. Oh, Stewart! Again, he almost makes a massive mistake. But what an incredible save by one of the most gifted riders you'll ever see.
James Stewart totally WFO right now. James Stewart laid down a 49.5. Last lap Reed was a 50.2. That's 0.7 of a second faster. But look what James Stewart is having to do that. Now they're close. Now the pressure builds for Reed.
Jeff, you had battles like this with Jeremy McGrath back in your championship days, where you know your #1 rival is closing in on you like Stewart is doing on Reed. If you're Chad Reed, what's going through your mind right now?
Well, I can tell you one thing, it's not a good feeling because you know through the pit board and whatnot and the crowd that he was on the ground at one point. Now Stewart's put on just an incredible charge here, trying to keep his win streak alive.
Now where did Stewart go? Where did they go with Barney in front of him? Over the jump. Stewart tries to get through. Reed holds on as they fly over the double jump. More traffic in front of them as they go into the rhythm section. Nick Way on the 27 is right there. Here comes James. Listen to the crowd. New leader in Indianapolis. James Stewart. All the mistakes, the crash, none of it matters. He's back out in front in the Circle City. Reed's not done, Jeff. He's still charging.
Yeah, both riders incredibly motivated. Both riders in great
Here he comes. Look at this. Oh, I thought he was going to get him.
And I'm telling
Oh, and Stewart is down. Stewart is down again. Unbelievable. And Reed is back in the lead with 4 to go.
wow, what incredible energy here. Lucas Oil Stadium hosting their first Supercross event. This stadium has not let us down. Thank you, Michael Rocco. You have put together a great track design.
Chad Reed won the last race in the RCA Dome, and he is on his way to the first win in Lucas Oil Stadium. Chad Reed wins his first race of 2009.
In his very first main event win of the 09 season, and his first win since the final Las Vegas round of 08, Chad Reed finally put his new Suzuki on the top of the podium.
Everyone's been saying get that start and you'll have a shot, and we killed the whole shot, and got to be in it to win it. That's my saying this week. I want to thank all the guys at Thor, Parts Unlimited, Bridgestone, and Scott.
He and Stewart were back to sharing the series lead, each with 199 points. Andrew Short held third with 150 points, followed by Josh Grant and Ryan Villopoto, themselves tied with 138 points apiece. Much to his dismay, James had proved the old adage about what happens when he doesn't stay on the bike. When James Stewart crashes, James Stewart doesn't win. Reed had gotten on the podium in every round this season, including making it to the top step the last 2 times out. As Supercross returned to New Orleans for the first time in 7 years, Chad's family paid him a surprise visit all the way from Australia, hoping to see main event victory number 3. James Stewart, on the other hand, had fallen in the last 2 races and was slowly slipping down the leaderboard. This was a make-or-break race for James. Either he'd get back in the chase or would fall further behind.
This championship battle is going to be an all-out brawl. Tonight is going to be a pivotal night in the points race.
It really could be, and it could come down to 2 spots, the first corner and the sand section.
I'm telling you, Chad Reed trying to become the first or the second Suzuki to ever win here.
Here comes the main event from the Superdome. And Alessi just beat Stewart to the corner. But James is going to take the early lead, and here comes Reed in second place. He wanted to go head-to-head with him, then bar to bar. Chad Reed to the outside. Stewart holds him off, and look at how quick James gets through the whoops.
Brock Kepler back in third, mixing it up, but it's all about our title contenders here. We have not seen this in a few weeks. Both riders together, all-out speed, 20 laps of endurance, all-out strength, and I'm telling you, both riders have something to prove.
Reed trying to set him up. Jeff, he's got to be a little bit patient now, doesn't he? The two of them know they're quicker than everybody else. They should be able to gap the field, and now they can just set their sights on each other at this point.
Well, I'm telling you, both riders have the ability to ride under pressure, and after Daytona last week, the pressure is on both riders as we are in the final 7 races for the AMA Supercross Championship, and this is how we wanted to start it off here in the Big Easy. Well, that's that section over the Dragon's back where James Stewart makes a mistake.
But he's able to rebound, and that's the thing about Stewart, Jeff. When you talk to a lot of the other riders, you know, and speaking with Andrew Short about James, you know, James makes mistakes all the time, like we all do. He said the difference is he's able to save it and keep going forward.
James Stewart had successfully made his way into the lead and was beginning to pull away. Meanwhile, the sand section was giving some of the younger riders trouble, and Stewart, despite having a 4-second lead, was having a few close calls as well. Stewart held his lead, followed by Chad Reed, Brock Hepler, Mike Alessi, and Josh Hill. Until...
That route, so yes.
Oh, here we go! Alessi and Hill get together, and they're both down.
After inheriting 5th place, Kevin Windham, who was decked out in Saints colors for his hometown event, began to work on Andrew Short.
And the home field of his favorite football team, the New Orleans Saints, and he's going to take the spot. The crowd cheers him on. Short battles back.
Short's off to the left. Oh, that was close. Short almost went outside of the top box.
Oh, Kevin just can't get around. They keep swapping the position back. Now, Windham back inside. Once again, the number 14 goes in front for the position, and now it looks like he's got the spot.
But the ending was a strong one for one of the sport's fastest riders.
The checkered flag flies, and so does the big pyro show as James Stewart wins here in the Superdome.
With Reed finishing second, James only made a little ground on the defending champ, moving up to only 8 points back.
Well, you know, it's always pressure, you know, and I held it pretty good. You know, Chad was running awesome all day, and I knew it's kind of like Phoenix. You know, you gotta win when it counts, and I was able to do that tonight.
When the riders moved to the Edward Jones Dome in St. Louis for round 12, they found an interesting track design waiting for them, with plenty of twists, turns, split lanes, and even the popular over-under bridge. A track this creative could only come from one man, Travis Pastrana. But Travis didn't want to just design the track, he wanted to race it as well. After pulling a few backflips, including one over the finish line, Travis got down to racing. Pastrana went all the way to the last chance qualifier and even showed a little of his trademark aggressive style, but ultimately had to bow out because of bike trouble.
Can he get it done? He's right up the backside of Marsac. He cuts to the inside, can't make the pass there, and this crowd so desperately wants to see Pastrana in the main. Big contact there. Chisholm has ruled his way up into fourth now. So it's a 3-rider fight for the final transfer spot. And Pastrana leaps his way into the transfer. Oh, Pastrana with a bobble through there. Quickly looks over his back, and Chisholm bangs his way past. So does Marsac. And Pastrana goes back out of a transfer. And here's Ramsey in there. And more contact as they go through the slow tunnel section.
Ramsey gets by. Pastrana, something happens to the bike.
Pastrana is done. His night is over.
I really lost a lot of my speed, but I figured I still got the aggression, so I hit some guy so hard. Sorry, Marsac. It actually destroyed my radiator. Thought it probably broke my foot as I hit him, so not broke. I'm just saying, these guys are great. I really apologize for being so dirty, but I really wanted to be in that main event, man.
Points leader Chad Reed had made the main by handily winning his heat race, but the man closest to him in the points chase experienced possibly the worst heat race of his career. Stewart had barely made it to the main event, but he made it to the gate nonetheless.
Starting grid, scrolling across the top of the screen. Chad Reed, James Stewart, here we go from St. Louis. Jason Lawrence with a great start, but it's going to be Josh Grant who gets the whole shot. Reed and Stewart buried deep in the pack, but Reed gets a better start than Stewart. Reed is up to 5th. Stewart is back at about 8th. And Josh Grant, the winner in Anaheim, has the early lead here in St. Louis.
I don't have any idea how Chad Reed has came around the first lap in third. He was absolutely buried around the first turn, way back in last. What a move for Chad Reed.
Lawrence is between Reed and Stewart at this stage. Oh, and Lawrence slows up to the inside and pretty much just hands the position to Stewart. And Stewart now is right behind Reed. So the 3 winners of the year so far, Jeff, are all running 1, 2, and 3. Reed has got to get around Grant and start to try to check out if he wants any chance of winning this thing.
Look at Andrew Short sneaking up here. Wants to make this a 4-rider battle. Line it up here on championship contenders.
Oh, Stewart cuts to the inside and takes the lead. He carried so much speed through that corner, Jeff. It was just lightning quick through there.
By the second half of the race, James was slowly beginning to pull away from Chad until...
And James Stewart is down! James Stewart is down! And he's having trouble getting the bike going! Chad Reed is taking over the lead! This is exactly what he cannot afford!
See, he gets a little bit nice, pretty clean through there as he goes to step up on this.
Oh, man!
Wow! It looked like the bike
Oh,
wants
and
to drive.
he did get hit there. There goes Reed.
Not sure if he missed a shift or whether that kicker, as you step up onto that tabletop, what happened there. But the bottom line is he made another critical mistake here tonight when he's been so fast and so good. Now he's handed the lead over to the current points leader, Chad Reed. That's 3 points towards the championship.
Despite 3 crashes on the night, Stewart was still able to recapture second behind Reed, but would simply run out of time.
The crowd here in St. Louis
really cheered him on, Jeff. You can hear him in the background. Final lap. Mike Goffler says thanks. Yeah. Here we go. Towards the checkered flag. Chad Reed. One more quarter to go, and he's done it. Chad Reed, his 3rd win of the 2009 season. And the points leader extends his lead over James Stewart.
With his 3rd main event victory of the season, Chad was able to put his points lead back to 11 over Stewart.
You just had to be smart and ride it for what it was, and I got a great start in my heat and messed that one up in the main, so I was a little bummed on that, but I made great passes at the beginning, and you know what, the fastest guy doesn't always win, and you got to be solid, you got to be there every weekend. I want to thank everybody on the Rockstar Makita Suzuki team. The bike was awesome. We raced the thing as it come on the truck, and just everybody.
And a dejected James Stewart reflected on what could have been.
I had the race to myself and, just made a small mistake and went into neutral and didn't know it until I was on the face and, went over the bars. But, I was able to recover and, keep the points lead in sight. And, man, I just give this guy victories every weekend. But, he's riding really good and he's earning them. And, I just got to try my best. I really am trying. I just got to thank Samuel, Yamaha, everybody. They're sticking behind me. These last 4 weeks have been pretty tough. We winning on the ground, but, we'll come back and I'm going to make sure it goes to Vegas and just try my best.
After the St. Louis main event, Chad Reed sat atop the leaderboard with 271 points, followed closely by Stewart's 260. Andrew Short was in 3rd with 197 points. Josh Grant held 4th with 172, and Ryan Villopoto rounded out the top 5 with 165 points. Round 13 saw Supercross go north of the border for the series' only stop in Canada. And with the points race so close, Toronto Rogers Center was sure to see a great race.
Reed and Stewart right next to each other. The 29 Andrew Short, the 18 of Davey Millsaps on the 2 factory Hondas. But it's a Yamaha and the Suzuki ready to go as we drop the gate in Toronto. And it's going to be Mike Alessi getting the whole shot. Stewart sits in 2nd. Reed is buried back in about 5th.
Reed's in 4th. He comes through 5th, yeah. Mike Alessi grabbing the whole shot, a Suzuki rider out front.
Reed now quickly picking up 2 spots as he gets around Andrew Short. That'll put him into 3rd. And here goes Stewart for the lead. James Stewart gets around Alessi, and Reed comes after his teammate next. Alessi with a quick look over his shoulder, and Reed makes very quick work of him as Alessi goes wide and opens the door for his teammate.
So here we go, our 2 championship points leaders, 1 and 2 on the first lap. Who has the all-out speed? Who will make the least amount of mistakes? Who wants this championship more? Both riders incredibly fit. Wow, that was amazing!
Reed with a huge mistake, but he saves it.
What he just did, Ralph, was something no rider has done yet tonight. He almost made a mistake, but he's letting it all hang out.
Oh man, Jeff, again, another bobble.
That's confidence. Chad Reed is absolutely going for it right now. He knows that if he can win tonight, mathematically, it would put him in a great position to win the championship.
James was out in front, and Chad Reed was working hard on keeping him in his sights. Meanwhile, there were some tremendous battles behind the 2 leaders.
Here it is to the inside.
He goes right after Tedesco. And Grant picks up the position. Josh Grant moves himself to 4th. And here comes Grant to the outside. Almost bar to bar with Short. Through that rhythm. Oh, boy, look at Grant fighting to keep control of his Yamaha.
Just cross-running the front wheel, but look, he gathers himself back up. Still, there it is.
He almost made contact coming out of the corner. And it's the blue Yamaha moving to the front with Josh Grant on board. And look at how they have to fight through those ruts, Jeff, coming out of the corner.
There's Hill around the outside.
He's got Heffler, and he gets short.
He excels on the track like this. Josh Hill just really moving right now. He's looking at moving past some of the top Supercross riders in the world.
That'll put Josh Hill into 5th.
Despite having to battle the track more than the pack, James Stewart held on for the victory. Chad Reed pulled in 2nd, and Josh Hill grabbed his first Supercross podium of the year with 3rd. James pulled back within 8 points of the leader, and with only 3 rounds to go before the finals, it was looking more and more like the championship wouldn't be decided until the final round in Las Vegas. It was Supercross's first ever stop in Jacksonville, and with only 4 rounds left and 100 points remaining on the table, things were sure to heat up. It began early in the day in practice when Chad Reed and James Stewart got together on the track, made a little contact, and exchanged some words. That meeting set the tone not only for the rest of the night, but for the rest of the series as well.
If you look at the start here, this is Reed, and way down here is James Stewart, way on the inside. We've seen that inside work.
Here's our progressive starting grid of the hat, and we're ready to go. And Reed gets a better start than Stewart. The whole shot goes to Alessi, and Reed goes to the front of the field. James Stewart sits in 3rd behind Mike Alessi, but for how long? He comes to the inside, and now the 2 title combatants run 1 and 2. Reed just in front of James Stewart. This is why everybody packs into the stadiums to watch these 2 guys go at it. Oh, and Alessi almost runs right into it.
Well, and that's Chad Reed definitely making up for that bet that he lost to Alessi about the hole shot, because Chad Reed finally gets the start he needs here for this championship, and the battle is on between the 2 fastest riders in the world.
Stewart trailed Reed through the early laps of the main event, but was slowly closing in on the defending champion.
Here he comes! Stewart really charged hard through the whoops. Really came on hard through there, and that definitely allowed him to close up even more. Oh, but with not even to the halfway point yet, and Stewart still just sitting behind Reed. Here he comes to the outside again, gets a great drive out of there, but Reed holds on just in front of Stewart.
See, Reed right there hitting that inside rut. It's just got
there he is! Stewart changed up his line, but it wasn't enough through there as Reed was able to drive out of the corner one more time.
And he set that up the corner before. Reed's taking that inside run. That's got a really bad kick to it. And he's losing the drive right there.
Ivan Tedesco's in front of him next. Boy, that looked close to contact.
Here it is.
Here comes Stewart alongside. Still can't get to where he needs to be to complete the pass. And Reed holds on a little longer as we're at the halfway point. If Reed can hold on and win this race, mentally, what a massive boost it's got to be for him in this championship fight. But Stewart is not going to try to let that happen. He comes charging around the outside. Reed closes him off. Brought him on. And Stewart takes the lead away. But Reed comes right back. They come together. They still don't do it. Here's Reed back to the lead.
He's waiting for him. James wants to take him out.
Oh, look at that. They stand each other up.
He wants to take him out.
This goes all the way back to practice this morning.
Here we go.
Oh, side by side, big clutch.
I can't believe it. Oh!
Reed and Stewart going at it, and Reed goes back to the lead. And Chad Reed has the lead once again.
The right foreguard on Chad Reed's bike has came loose. It's going to start to get... We got a rider down the
and Stewart almost goes right into him with 6 laps remaining here in Jacksonville.
Stewart can do it again, the same spot. He gets the drive.
He stands him up again.
Oh, he makes a little mistake there.
This goes all the way back to practice this morning, where they got into it on the racetrack during practice qualifying. Exchanging words, and it carries on to the main event tonight in Jacksonville.
It ain't over.
5 to go when they cross
Look
the
at this little inside line right there, guys.
Chad Reed has got that line wired.
Look at how he comes right back after him. Stewart not able to gap him tonight.
Just incredible racing here in Jacksonville. First time to this stadium. Our champions have not disappointed. Reed makes a slight mistake that may give Stewart the breathing room he needed.
There would be no catching his arch rival today.
This is where Reed's going to lose that half a second, or 5 seconds, excuse me.
Right off the track.
Same thing as in the heat race, guys. Same identical thing. And that's because he was cutting on the inside there, going for the middle of the triple, fading to the right, and he just faded too far.
James Stewart on his way to victory number 10 as he lights the candles on top of the victory finish line here in Jacksonville.
Stewart's victory pulled him to within 5 points of Chad on the leaderboard. And as Chad pulled up to James after the finish, he had a few points to make of his own. But the discussion didn't end there. It flared back to life once both riders arrived on the podium. And while the conversation was animated, both riders were mum as to what was actually discussed.
You know, this is what I needed. I needed this, and I needed a good kick in the butt. And I got a weekend off. I got some things to work on, and I'm looking forward to it.
He was running really good, and you know, we was going back and forth, you know, running in, and I got around, he running in on me, and we got close after the triple, man. I didn't think he was that close. You know, I was going to the inside, and he was there, but man, that was a fun race. You know, saw me train hard and work hard, and you know, that's definitely the best race we probably ever had in the main event, and you know, I enjoyed it.
The die was cast. With just a handful of points separating the two superstars, the final 3 rounds of the 09 season were looking like they'd be Supercross's most intense ever. Stewart was gaining on Reed, with his 310 points just 5 shy of Chad's 315. Andrew Short remained in third with 225 points, while Josh Grant and Ivan Tedesco were knotted up with 193 points each. As the series moved to the Pacific Northwest for round 15, the weather in Seattle was thankfully dry, but the Questfield track may have been a little bit too dry. Tonight's battleground would be difficult, but that didn't matter to the 2 riders who sat atop the leaderboard. For them, any battleground would do.
Jeff, this is what it's been all about all season long.
The pressure is on, the intensity. Final 3 Supercross events right in a row. This is going to be a tug of war all the way to the end.
Turn 1 is going to be so key here tonight. You've got to get through there first, and that tough turn here in Seattle. Here we go, the main event. Alessi gets the whole shot. Chad Reed is down in the first corner. He cannot afford to have that happen. And Stewart buried at the back as well.
There's Chad Reed. He gets the bike going. He was down with Tyler Bowers going into the first turn. He is way behind.
This could be devastating to Reed's title hopes. And Stewart has trouble as well. You see Mike Gosselaar, the mechanic for Reed, walking away dejected to the mechanics area. Reed has no choice now but to go as absolutely hard as he possibly can. There is Mike Gosselaar, Reed's mechanic. You can see the frustration in his eyes. Meanwhile, their teammate, Mike Alessi, on the other Rockstar Makita Suzuki, has the lead.
How about Mike Alessi with that great start? Look at the start here. This is Chad Reed right there. Watch him get bumped by Millsaps. Halfway down, now watch him cross run and come into Tyler Bowers, who was not expecting Reed to do that.
And here is Stewart, who's not having a great run either in this main event. He's very deep. He's back outside of the top 10. So Reed is only about 5 or 6 positions behind him right now.
While Reed and Stewart tried to improve their positions, the battle for first was beginning to heat up.
Ryan Villopoto on the Monster Energy Kawasaki, the green bike. Oh, struggling through the whoop section. But you heard the crowd cheering him on as he sits in second, trying to catch up to the Suzuki of Mike Alessi. And Alessi going for his first ever career Supercross victory. It would be the same thing for Villopoto if either one of these two could be the first to the checkered flag here tonight. Oh, down goes Alessi! Alessi watches the lead slip away! The Washington native, Ryan Villopoto, brings his home state crowd onto their feet as he takes the lead here in Questfield in Seattle. And quite possibly, in a few more laps, Jeff could have his first Supercross Series victory.
Meanwhile, James Stewart was slowly working his way through the pack. As long as Chad remained stuck in the back of the field, every pass James made earned him 2 points on Chad in the standings.
Lap 7 of 20.
And here comes Stewart.
And Stewart
closing in on Andrew Short. Here he comes side by side, and he jumped past him, and Stewart's got another spot, and even more points towards the championship. Here's Stewart. Stewart looking to gain more points as he closes in on Alessi in the battle for third.
Alessi getting a little squirrely, he misses a shift.
And he's going to lose the position. Here's Stewart inside for third. Alessi tries to come back.
Alessi just pulled in behind there. I think Stewart was a little apprehensive, wondering if the Suzuki rider was going to really try a block pass to get back through there. That's Chad Reed's teammate.
By mid-race, Chad Reed was still stuck towards the back of the pack, but he finally began to move his way up. And for every pass he made, he'd earned back the 2 points that James stole.
Reed gets another position as he gets around Ivan Tedesco. That'll put him up to 8 and a couple more points come back to Chad Reed.
At the same time, Stewart began to work on Davey Millsaps, who had position of second place.
Uh-oh, here could be to the inside. Let's see, Millsaps gives it
Got
up.
him, has it. Great move by James Stewart.
James had made it almost to the front of the pack, but thanks to his 7-second lead, Ryan Villopoto was long gone.
Ryan Villopoto coming back from a sickness, battling his way to health, and now to his first Supercross win in the homestay race. Ryan Villopoto's a Supercross winner.
Stewart finished second, while Reed finished 7th. When it all shook out, they had flopped positions on the leaderboard entirely, with Chad now trailing James by 3 points. Things could not have gone worse in Seattle for Chad Reed. Ryan Villopoto, meanwhile, was at the other end of the spectrum, enjoying his first ever Supercross victory in front of his hometown crowd.
You know, it's definitely up there. Couldn't have done it without my team, Monster Energy Kawasaki, and I'd just like to dedicate this to my mechanic, John. His father passed away, and thank you, John, for all your hard work.
On the post-Seattle leaderboard, James Stewart now sat at the top with 332 points, but Chad Reed was only a few off his mark with 329. Ultra-consistent Andrew Short ranked 3rd with 241 points. Josh Grant pulled into 4th with 208, and Supercross veteran Kevin Windham cracked the top 5 with 204 points. Salt Lake City was the last round to go before the finals, and Chad Reed's disastrous Seattle ride had left him in a must-win situation. If he wasn't victorious in Rice-Eccles Stadium, or at least finish ahead of James, Chad's championship dreams would be a long shot at best.
There's the board that says it's main event time, and the 30-second board is up as well.
That's what it all comes down to. Round 40 laps left in the championship. 2 main events, 25 points for the winner tonight. Chad Reed needs a win. James Stewart can pad his points lead. This could be it.
Here's our monster starting grid across the top of your screen. The main event from Salt Lake City, the penultimate round underway. Gets a very good start, but he won't get the whole shot. Yes, he will. He comes back to the inside. Reed gets the whole shot. Stewart back in about 5th position. Reed needs to break away now.
And Millsaps, who has been so fast tonight, he starts 2nd. And then Stewart comes around the
Here
outside.
comes Stewart. He's going to move himself into 2nd. So the championship race is on. The Rockstar Makita Suzuki and Chad Reed in the early lead. The San Manuel Yamaha, James Stewart in 2nd. And look at Stewart just blitz across the whoops.
And this is the opportunity for Chad Reed to go out and win a main event, which he so desperately needs, over James Stewart. This is it. This is the defining moment of the championship. Reed takes a look back, realizes number 7 is there. The race is on.
And look at this. Here comes Stewart
Here
to the
goes the rhythm
inside.
section.
He's going to make that move. He changes his line to the rhythm section. And Stewart takes the lead away from Reed. But Reed comes battling back. Bar to bar. Through another rhythm section. Reed to the inside. Stamps it up. And takes the lead away.
Watch this inside. Stewart gets back in line. We are being treated to another phenomenal main event.
So these guys want to have as many points in their favor going there if they can.
Chad Reed picks up on the rhythm section. Double, triple, double. That's going to take one of Reed's passing spots when his heart rate gets up.
Here he comes.
To the inside.
Watch it through the ropes. Stewart was there, but Reed just beat him by half a bike length to shut the door.
I'm telling you, look how close he is.
Here he comes.
Takes a look to the inside.
Looking to the inside. Nothing doing. Over
Here
the
he goes,
finish line
inside.
to the inside. Stewart is there. And Reed
move by Chad Reed. Stewart made the pass. Chad sees the door wide open. Reed jumps to the inside, makes a good aggressive move there. Stewart masterfully keeps it on 2 wheels, but that is going to fire up James Stewart. You know this race is not over. He is not going to give up. But look at this, James Stewart, once again, the Predator on the prowl here. He has reeled in Chad Reed.
He's right there.
And there's certain things that James does on the track, certain areas where he just carries so much momentum.
Here he comes, into the whoops, and Reed sees him square to the inside. Stewart back out front with 8 to go. Now can Reed challenge back?
See the riders that missed that. That's a double triple. They're having trouble getting over the middle triple there. Let's see if Chad Reed has anything left here, because James Stewart had the chance to regroup, and he has really got some great lines.
Their lap time's just a tenth of a second apart.
Stewart makes a
mistake, and Reed almost capitalized. He had to get on the brakes to keep from running into him.
And that's Stewart's teammate, Kyle Chisholm.
And Chisholm almost gets into Reed, and instead he goes down.
Wow, Kyle Chisholm on the San Manuel Yamaha. That looked pretty aggressive from this seat.
It looked awful aggressive for a rider who was being lapped. Trying to help out a teammate,
an old friend.
Is that the way you see it?
Well, bottom line is that Reed lost quite a bit of time right there.
Huge amount of time.
That's
try 1.7
seconds. Chisholm steps off and just comes to, he almost gets into his teammate. Has to really get on the binders to keep from knocking Reed completely off the track.
Jeff, whether or not he was trying to get into Reed isn't even the point. At this stage of the game, with the 2 leaders by like that, there's no business going down hard into that corner with 2 leaders in front of you.
One would think.
Aaron, an amazing night here tonight.
It most definitely is, guys. Well, tempers are flaring between Chad Reed and James Stewart. James Stewart's teammate, Kyle Chisholm, just got pulled off the racetrack. He's over in mechanics area right now by John Gallagher with the FIM. He's obviously pretty upset. He's riding back to the pits, but something tells me he knows exactly what he got in trouble for.
Here we go. James Stewart takes a look over his shoulder. He is going to be the main event winner here in Salt Lake.
James Stewart wins it, lights the candles in Salt Lake City, and extends his points lead to 6, headed to the final round. And Chad Reed has to finish a frustrating second and sees 3 more points slip away to his title rival. What a main event here in Rice-Eccles Stadium.
Very frustrated champion here, Chad Reed, talking with his mechanic, Mike Gosler, shaking his head. Pretty sure I know what they're talking about, but Chad Reed, an incredible ride, just came up 3.7 seconds short.
Oh, I mean, Chisholm, who's that guy, you know? And I just got out there. I'm so happy for the team. We made some great changes today. We thought it was going to be a lot muddier, and we kind of missed our setting in the practice run. And came out, got 2 whole shots tonight, and rode strong. I felt like I was in a good position. You know, I made a pass, and he came back around, and I felt like I was just sitting there. You know, track was real slick, and I was just kind of watching his lines. He had a couple of better lines, and then I felt good. And you know, whatever happened between Chisholm is whatever. You know, everybody will see it on TV, and all I got to say is I got one of the best teammates out there. You know, he's a great starter, and that's how they want to play the game. Let's bring it on.
It was a tough race. I knew once I passed him, he was going to try to come in and clean me out, and you know, I just think that's his ammo. So, you know, it's a good ride for me. I was able to get the win, and you know, just got to be smart and going to Vegas.
A good battle taking place between the 2 of you. But speaking of which, being taken out, your teammate Kyle Chisholm, the number 38, he got black flagged. Did you see or witness what went on between him and Chad Reed?
Oh no, I didn't. I passed Kyle. He let me by, and the next thing I know, I looked over the triple and he was down. I don't know what happened. I'll get back to the pits to find out. But you know, it's one of those deals. You know, we don't race like that, but. You know, I don't see what the problem is. You know, I passed them clean, and you know, we're trying to ride hard. But hey, you know what? Got that Samuel Yamaha up front, and I was able to win tonight.
With the final event of the 09 season on the horizon, the race for the championship was still a tight one, as James' 357-point mark was only slightly above Chad Reed's 351. Andrew Short sat safely in 3rd with 257 points. Josh Grant remained in 4th with 223 points, and Kevin Windham upped his 5th place total to 218 points.
As
As the series moved to Las Vegas, James Stewart was in a good position to win the championship. Even if Chad Reed wins the final main event, all James needs is a third-place finish or better to clinch.
Here we go, guys. This is it. You know, one of the defining moment in each one of these riders' career. Ricky, 2006, the battle between these two guys win that three-way battle with you. To me, I mean, I cried when you won that. That was the most incredible championship for these guys. It's here tonight.
You have to win. Reed has to win. We know that. And James has to get no worse than third. You don't know what's going to happen.
It's a crazy track. No traction out there. It's really loose.
And they've got Ryan Villopoto in between the two of them. And remember, he got a great start earlier on tonight, was very fast in his heat race. He could certainly be a player. You've got to be careful in those first couple of corners. Here we go, the main event, the season championship on the line.
Number 7
is the 800, Mike Alessi. Getting the whole shot. Where's Reed?
I think he's back and forth or something.
He's deeper than that, Ricky. He's about ninth. He's about ninth, and Stewart is in second. A horrible start for Reed.
Anything can happen, guys. It's a long race.
Okay, here we go. The fastest guy through the woods, and then there's
James
Alessi.
Stewart to the lead. Stewart to the lead. Here comes Reed. He's challenging for fifth. Villopoto trying to get around for second. Reed is in that pack right behind him, jumping his way through. Tedesco is there.
And Reed has got to get up front as quick as he can.
Well, look at it's chaos back there.
It is, man. These guys are going for it too, like they're racing for the championship. Reed has got to get up front, guys, or James will get out front and get breathing room, and that's not what he needs.
There he is alongside of Ivan Tedesco. That is for fourth. And he hasn't cleared him yet.
There he goes, he gets by, that's fourth.
I'll tell you what, Villopoto is sticking to the back of Stewart. He's only a second behind him. Into the whoops, total commitment by Reed.
Here goes Reed.
He's alongside of Alessi.
Look at it.
He's got it. That's for third. That'll give him third. Next up, Ryan Villopoto.
Villopoto.
He's closing on Stewart. That's not what James needs at all.
And how about it for Villopoto?
Alessi right inside of his teammate. Reed's going to lose a position back. Meanwhile, Villopoto comes hunting after Stewart.
Look at this, Villopoto going to try to get by James.
Villopoto knows there's a championship on the line, but there's also a win at stake. And Villopoto wants it. Here he comes. After Stewart to the inside. Can't get him at the corner. And Stewart cannot be happy with the fact that he's got somebody glued to him that tight.
You know, this is the last thing that James Stewart needs.
Yeah.
But also, you think about it, that pressure is going to keep James Stewart focused on a race and not focused on being cautious and thinking about the championship. He's going to have to focus on the job at hand.
Something happens, it's going to be that much harder. Unbelievable.
Stewart made a mistake in the rhythm section. Villopoto is on the gas here in Vegas. Could the nerves be getting to James Stewart a little bit here? He's never been in a position like this where really didn't have to win. We always see him just go for the win.
Like a few rounds ago in Seattle, Ryan Villopoto was running at the head of the pack. Stewart was in second. And with Reed back in the pack, all James had to do was put in a conservative ride to come away with the title. But conservative isn't what James is known for.
Reed was the fastest rider on the track. Villopoto was second fastest, and Stewart was the third fastest. Last lap around, full
What
second.
is Stewart doing?
He's having
Stewart
problems here.
Is something wrong?
And Reed is right behind him.
I don't know. It's like almost has it flat or something. I don't know.
That bike is just not running right. He is just not getting through there like he would.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that
again.
Look at that. And Reed is closing. Now remember, Stewart has to finish at least third if Chad wins.
So he has to finish fourth.
Fourth if Chad wins.
While James seemed to be fighting a bit, Chad Reed was on the gas and approaching the Yamaha rider.
Wow, this track, Ricky, Ralph, it is so tough here. Look at Reed. Now he's on the prowl. He's feeling good. You know when you're catching stretching the guy. Last time around, he was 2/10 of a second.
Look at all that traffic,
What is
Jeff.
he doing?
All kinds of traffic, too.
Look at he gets messed up by the lappers. James does.
And Reed closes in even more. Watch the crowd get on their feet now.
He's going to let Reed go. Look at Reed won't go by him. Reed will not go by him.
He wants to pressure him.
Why isn't Reed forcing this quicker?
I think Reed, I think he wants to let Reed go by.
But why isn't Reed forcing the issue? It looked like he had a perfect opportunity there.
He might be waiting towards the end.
Mike Gosler cheering his guy Reed on. Well, he had a perfect opportunity there, and he lost a lot of time.
Well, I mean, if you really think strategically and how this is, that the whole season, Chad Reed has wanted to pressure James Stewart into a mistake. He's felt that that's how where the advantage is. Okay, now right now, James is totally content with letting him by. These guys have such a rivalry, and it's just...
I think that James wants him to go by and Reed won't take it. He's looking like he might set him up right here.
Could it be one of those things? There he is inside. Oh, Cortez! Oh, Reed's Oh my gosh, I can't believe that!
That was a little attitude there. Stewart wisely keeps it on two wheels. You know, that's not going to win the championship with Chad Reed.
Is that what he was waiting for?
Yeah, you got to think so. And that's, you know, that's a little attitude there.
Because now he seems to be hammered down, doesn't he?
Here he goes. Here's the replay.
Like I said, he sets him up here, goes to the inside, and this is the last-ditch effort for Reed. He has to do something. It ends up not working out for him here.
Stewart's not going to be happy about that. I'm not sure I would be happy either, but this season's been like that.
That pass would be the last chapter in their infamous on-track 09 rivalry, as the riders stayed locked in the same position until the checkered flag.
Ryan Villopoto, he is psyched on his way to his second career Supercross win in his rookie season.
Right now, 6 seconds ahead of Reed, 22.5 seconds ahead of Stewart. The crowd really acknowledging Ryan's...
Here he comes, Ryan Villopoto, making his way to the checkered flag in his second career win as he lights the candles here in Las Vegas.
Very cool.
The fireworks go off, and Chad Reed comes across in second. Where is James Stewart? Reed will finish second tonight. The confetti is fine. He'll finish second in the championship as well. Making his way through the confetti. Here he comes. James Stewart. He will do it. He will win his second Monster Energy AMA Supercross and FIM World Championship. In one of the wildest championship seasons in Supercross history, James Stewart is the man on the top step of the podium with the #1 plate.
What a night for the San Manuel Yamaha team. They worked so hard. At times they were unbeatable. At times they were on the ground. And what they do, they work together. They banded together for one last ride. James Stewart pulls a third to win the championship.
It has been an unbelievable season of plot twists. James Stewart has battled through so much. He's won so many races. This was his 11th win this season. He's had 11 wins. He finished his third here tonight. We saw a maturing process with James this year. He battled through pain. Remember his tooth back earlier this year. The troubles, Jeff, where he fell those couple of races.
Think about it. Think back, all of our speed viewers, the image of James Stewart after Anaheim 1, walking off. Aaron Bates gets with him, sticks the mic in his face. The frustration. I crashed. That's what it is. Difficult. Who were the two men standing right by him? His father, Big James, and Larry Brooks. It's gonna be okay. 19th to champion.
On the other side, Chad Reed, his wife Ellie, wiping away the frustration. Leaving Australia, the two of them at the age of 18, leaving their family and everything they knew behind them, getting married. Big James whispering in the ear of his son. Championship #2.
For the presentation for the FIM medal, Dr. Wolfgang Sir.
It gives me great pleasure to hand the gold medal to the new world champion, James Stewart.
Now, for the presentation of the AMA #1 plate, the president of the AMA, Mr. Rob Dingman.
James, it was a hard-fought victory, and I have something you want. On behalf of the American Motorcyclist Association, congratulations, our 2009 AMA Supercross and FIM World Championship champion. Congratulations.
$100,000 check, the tears rolling down the cheeks. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you your 2009 Supercross champion, James Stewart.
First of all, I thank all you fans for sticking around. You guys don't know how tough this year's been. I mean, from Anaheim 1 to come back, and you know, I've been trying my best all year, and I mean, this is the best championship I've ever won. I want to thank my team, Sam Mowell, Larry Brooks, for believing me. I mean, those guys made a hard decision in the beginning part of the year to sign me on, and I hope it's worth it to you guys. I mean, we got the #1 plate. Larry and Mike, Oscar, Paul, everybody from Yamaha, Keith McCarty, thank you. Henio, my practice mechanic, thank you. I'm so nervous right now. But I'm so happy, I don't even understand, you know. Everybody from Red Bull, my mom and dad, my dad, thank you. This has been a hard-fought championship for everybody. I mean, all my fans out there, thank you so much. I mean, it's been an unbelievable year. Everybody a part of Team Yamaha, everybody back in the corporate office, all the dealers, thank you for being supportive, selling motorcycles, and all the fans for tuning in to the 2009 Supercross Series. And I will be back with the #1 plate. I'll see you guys next year.
James Stewart captured his second Supercross championship by only 4 points in what could be described as the closest title chase in Supercross history. And along the way, he and Chad Reed's well-established rivalry had found a way to somehow intensify. Look for these two to once again lock horns and handlebars in the 2010 season of Supercross. And don't forget the other riders in an intensely competitive field. Josh Grant, who won the opening round in Anaheim. Ryan Villopoto, who captured wins in Seattle and Las Vegas, as rookie no less. And veterans like Tim Ferry, Kevin Windham, and Mike Alessi, who captured more hole shots than anyone else this season. And don't count out Andrew Short, who had his best run ever in the series and seems to get better every year. The battle of the '09 Supercross Championship went to James Stewart, but just barely. He and Chad Reed have been rivals for years, but all the drama, commotion, and nastiness added an entirely new dimension to their battles. So stay tuned for the next season of Supercross. It could be the best one yet.